Welcome to our podcast. I'm Stacey Donadio.
And I'm Shannon Fasone from Turnkey Women,
where we're opening doors for women in business.
Cheers.
Welcome back for our next episode on the Turnkey Women's podcast. We are super excited to have some really cool,
authentic, down-to-earth, badass bitches.
Badass moms.
Also moms.
Alyssa and Nikki from Mind Over Mom. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for taking the drive.
I know. Where are you guys?
County.
You're down in...
Ocean County. So I'm in Lacey. She's in Bayville.
Lacey and Bayville.
Yeah.
I live in Ocean County as well and know nowhere other than pretty much my house.
I've never left Monmouth County in my entire life. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say. Really?
Just kidding.
They lock her up. But thank you guys for coming.
Yes,
and
so excited to have you.
I met you both. What was the first time that I met you? Was it
Fearlessly Female?
Besties?
No.
No.
I remember our first meeting was at
Roxy?
Raquel's. Yeah.
That's what I thought. But
Yeah.
I had known you or of you maybe on Instagram, or we started following
Oh, we were
you.
stalking you on Instagram.
Yeah. So I had a moment of maybe I didn't really know you, but I knew you.
Yeah.
Because when you guys are on
of
your
social media.
podcast... Well, and they talk to you like normal people.
Yes.
We were just talking about one of your posts, and I don't remember shit, but I remember this. And it was like, I got upset with my kid the other day, and I got so guilty. And then another text pops up, and it said, and then I remembered other species eat their young at a very young age, and I felt better about myself.
Yes.
And in that moment, I said,
It spoke to Shannon.
as do I.
Did it
I
hit her
feel
right
better.
here? That I'm not eating my children.
I don't eat them.
Yeah. You feel seen
Yeah.
when you hear other people talk about motherhood
100%.
in realistic terms. And I actually had someone comment on that video because the video starts with saying, I felt bad about yelling at my kids today.
Yeah.
And someone commented and said, you shouldn't yell at your kids anyway.
Stop.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Karen, thank you. Thank you for
you.
stopping
Doesn't
by.
have kids. They don't have kids. They
Thank you for your input. But
Or
I
they
don't-
have rotten demon seeds from hell because they never get yelled at.
Maybe.
It's
just one point of view.
Yes.
One point
We've
of
all seen them.
Or maybe
But
they don't spend enough time with their kids, right? Because if
Also
you don't
that.
spend enough time with your kids,
Then you're not yelling at them.
You don't need to yell at them. What are you going to yell at them
Facts.
for? Yeah.
So many facts.
Wait, so
valid.
that's living the dream. That's the
key.
missing.
That's
The
the
missing
key.
piece this whole
So
time.
never having to yell. You just don't see them.
Yeah. But, I mean, that wouldn't be fun either, right?
No.
Like, I do want to see
No,
them.
I like
if I
my
have
kids.
to yell, I have to yell.
Like 90% of the time.
90%.
Yeah.
That
10%.
Yeah, I got a DM the other day from a realtor down in Ocean County, Marissa, and she's like, I don't know if I'm becoming a referee. Am I adding that to my resume? Because this is the crazy period between the end of school and 4th of July. So, like, you guys were talking about your podcast getting through the summer. So, tell us, first of all, before we dive into stuff, how do you guys know each other?
Okay,
So,
well,
Where did you guys meet? How long have you known each other? And how did you get to be the Mind Over Moms? Let's start there.
want me to start?
If you'd
So,
like to.
Alyssa and I have known each other since we were in 3rd grade.
Amazing.
And
And you're only seniors in high school.
yeah,
You
so
guys are babies, duh.
no time.
Hence Nicole's
fast.
butterfly clips. They, like, age her down so much, I feel like.
Really just trying to
I know. I like it. We're
adorable.
old. We need to age down now.
Easy.
90s girl. I'm trying to vibe.
Yes,
here.
you're
You're
vibing.
vibing.
We're
You
vibing.
vibe. You vibed on the trolley bob. You vibe. Vibe check. Check. Done.
So, long story short, I guess we've been friends since then.
That's great.
And we've had our little gaps here and there that, Alyssa got married a lot younger than I did. So we were always at different stages and phases of our lives. So I feel like we reconnected with the current journey that we're actually on, which is the podcast.
Oh, so not the mom journey.
No. Well,
So I had my daughter in August. I gave birth. I was in the hospital, and I'm on social media, and I see her posting that she's pregnant, and I'm like,
Oh.
what? Where did this come from? So random. But I'm like, now I get a mom friend, like out of one of my old friends. Isn't that so nice? So then I feel like that was like our reconnection. You came over and met Riley while you were pregnant, and that was like our
official reconnection.
welcoming back. And then fast forward COVID,
COVID.
you know,
COVID.
So
tore
how old
everybody
were your
apart.
kids during COVID?
mine, oh my God. Literally, I think I blacked out during COVID.
Same.
So it was 2020, so Riley was 3 and Jay was 2.
Yeah. The weeds.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I cried so much during
God.
that time. It
Yeah.
was so
Lockdown
rough.
with toddlers.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Yes.
my husband worked.
Yeah, same. Mine were what? 14 months and
Yikes.
at lockdown, my youngest. And
My
Greggy
youngest.
was 3-ish, 21 months older. So
Did you give birth during COVID?
I did.
Oh,
did.
what
I
was
gave
that
birth
like?
during COVID.
Was
Maverick
it just you and your husband, and was he allowed in?
So it was really stressful. I feel like that alone is like just and it was my second pregnancy, so I felt like super ready. I was like,
Right.
oh, I got this, and then the world shut down. Maverick was born in May of 2020, so like
Oh,
right
wow.
after.
So it was scary still.
That's
Yeah.
still like unknown.
So all my hospital visits were pretty much solo. I started having contractions with him super early, and they had to stop labor a few times. And my husband could not come in the room for that at all, for that experience. And then when I had him, he was a C-section. My husband was not allowed to come into the operating room until they already cut me opened. Yeah, it was really really
terrible.
wild. And then as soon as they pulled Maverick out, they were like, all right, gotta get out. Bye, see you later.
That's like the scariest part, that moment. I didn't even know my arms were out. I didn't even know I had arms. Legit. My husband, I'm like, he's like, do you know your arms are over there? I'm like, what arms?
I know, you can't feel anything. I remember moving my arms
Yes.
and they started screaming at me, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
they
like,
don't tie you down? That's illegal, probably.
I guess
don't
not.
know.
Because I went to go do something.
wait, I don't know. I'd have to ask Greg. I also asked my husband, can you see my insides? On the second one, not the first one. The first one, I didn't know what the hell's going on.
I've heard horror stories. My brother peeked over at my sister-in-law, and he was like, they hang your intestines on like a rod.
Yeah, my
And I was like, there's no part of me that needed to know that.
No.
I would have to look, though. I made my husband look the second time. I just wanted to know. I'm
And
like,
what did he say?
you got guts.
yeah, seriously. My
Literally.
husband took live pictures of my C-section. It was really fun. Super cool.
I mean, a lot of people document that.
Yeah.
I had somebody who was pregnant at the same time. She's like, have you gone on YouTube? Now, I had 2 very easy recoveries for my
never go on
C-sections.
YouTube.
I didn't. I'm like,
I
why
didn't
would
watch
you do
birthing
that?
videos. Ignorance is
Nothing.
bliss.
Nothing.
I know. I watch birthing videos.
She watches birthing videos
like,
in
for
her
fun?
spare time. For
No,
fun.
not for fun. Because I thought-
Popcorn.
For what then? For what? For knowledge about
Well,
what?
because I never had a vaginal birth. I never,
Right.
so
Me
I never
neither.
experienced that.
Me
I'll tell you
neither.
what,
I've
it's
never
not that
felt
great.
a
It's not.
contraction.
It's not that great.
No.
I
not.
I'm not interested in that hard road.
I have thought about doing something along the lines of being a doula, and I wanted
Oh,
to
that's
see
amazing.
I wanted to see what I was going to see,
Yep.
So I never saw it. So
That's
Okay.
a totally
it's
legit
not for
reason.
fun. I'm not like, you know.
No, but even if
Listen,
it was, no
one
judgment.
of my old friends was a labor and delivery nurse. Well, she still is. She's been one for like 20. How old are we? 44. So like 22 years. Sorry. I just throw it out there. And she watches that shit for fun.
Okay.
She's fascinated by it.
I don't judge that at all. I can't even see blood. So for me, it is. But for some reason, C-sections I don't get the heebie-jeebies from it because, like, I was a participant. It was happening to me.
Well,
Didn't
how could
see
you? That's like the most badass thing you can do. Is
Yeah,
get,
slice
like,
me out.
Yeah.
They couldn't
That's-
get my first one out.
Ugh.
All of a sudden, you hear, like,
That's wild.
Much
All right.
louder,
So
though.
somehow we've gotten completely off topic.
I was going to say.
So you guys met in
yes
third
and no.
grade.
Yes and no,
reconnected
as
as
Greggy
babies.
says. Yes and no.
yes and no.
Yes.
Reconnected when you had babies,
Yes.
oh, right.
and then
And then COVID happened. So there was a divider because obviously nobody
couldn't
was
see
bringing their
Yeah.
kids, their babies around
Yeah.
You
each
just
other.
had a baby.
And I just had a baby. So I was in my 4 walls. So
Right.
I wasn't seeing Alyssa as much as I was when Maddox and Riley were born.
Right.
And we were able to have them around each other. And then Alyssa started a blog.
okay.
And I read it and it resonated so much with me. I feel like for women, for mothers especially, they're a lack of village. Like I know that when I had my boys, I thought that this like magic village was really just going to appear. I really did. I thought they were going to come knocking at my door.
Yeah.
And I was
We
gonna be
heard about you. Welcome.
come on in.
Welcome to motherhood. It's fabulous here.
And while I loved the experience of having Maddox, I felt so lonely. And I was such a people person. I gave up my career. I was like, it was so transformative because I was super social, and I was now like locked in my house with a baby. And I was doing as much as possible, but there's only so much you could do with a newborn.
Look, you couldn't even bring a kid to the park.
I mean, pre-COVID,
totally
there was so
different.
much you could do with a newborn.
Right.
Like, it was still isolating.
Right.
So
Yes.
to, like, now not be allowed to leave.
Fast forward.
Yeah,
I have a toddler and a newborn, and now I really can't do shit. Mm-hmm. And I come across Alyssa's blog, and I'm like, I reached out to her, and I was like, let's start a podcast. You didn't take me very seriously. She didn't take me very
We've
seriously.
had this conversation, just so you know.
Nobody takes you seriously.
Apparently,
when
it's
you want a
that side
podcast.
against this side.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. That side.
Well, I think if you know Nikki, you kind of know that she's. Gosh, I'm gonna try to be super nice here.
I mean, I'm like all over the place. Is that what you're going to say? Like, I'm like.
This is that side versus this side. This could not be any played out any
very free-spirited, very much like I'll never
Rainbows and
forget. Oh my god,
lollipops.
I'm gonna tell a story that's
Oh,
like
God.
a core memory of mine. Nikki and I, when we were going to OCC, we had to go take a placement exam, and Nikki was sitting next to me, and I was like breezing through, like this is a piece of cake. Nikki had a full-blown panic attack. Full blown.
I don't even remember that. I block out trauma.
You don't remember that? Oh my god! And she had
That's a good
to
coping
leave in the
mechanism,
middle,
I think.
and she was like, "My whole life is over." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this girl's such a hot mess." And then she's like, "Want to start a podcast?" I'm like, "Well, how seriously are we gonna take this?" Or like,
You guys are really consistent and
You
on
are.
point. And your branding, your colors,
And you're good at
your
it.
messaging. Like, I was watching it all. I'm like, we have no business doing this.
No. Seriously.
Thank
like,
God
you
we bring
guys are
people
so
on here
professional.
who have credibility. We're fucking. Are you kidding me? But you guys do. Like, the whole package is so well presented, but still really cool. Where you can be like, I can let my hair down. Like, I listen to this, I feel better about it, and it's just very the village that you guys talk about is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because we have such different experiences. Nikki and I, we have such different personalities. We have such different parenting styles. Like, if you go through every aspect of our life, Nikki and I are like the complete opposite, literally. And I feel like that's why we work so well together because some people relate so much to me and some other people relate so much to Nikki. So it's,
Yeah.
we
Well,
kind
we
of
like
get the
both
full
of you.
spectrum.
Like,
And then you feed off of each other.
Immediately. When I came home from that event, I was like, I love these girls. Like, you just have such a refreshing energy. And it really does speak to, like, I'm just going to be who I am. And you're fun and you're happy and you, like, genuinely really want other people to feel at ease. Like, it's sensed. It's a really cool feeling. And we had such a good time.
Such a good time.
Right?
Thank you, by the way, for all those compliments. They were very nice.
They're true. We don't lie very well.
No. It's horrible at it. Horrible.
No.
So what do you think your mission, like what would you say your mission is with Mind Over Mom?
So we are currently like leveling up, as we like to call it. So we
just wrapped up season 1.
we are
did
closing out season
a
1.
full year. We got to 50 episodes and we said, okay.
Wow.
50 episodes?
I feel like I hesitated so much when you just asked that question, and I think the reason why was because when we first started this, we did not expect to be doing what we're doing now. I feel like our end goal was to run one event. Like our end. Like that was like our end all, be all. That's it. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a podcast and we're going to run one event and we're going to call it a day. Check.
And how many events have you had?
So we're about to have 3.
Very successful ones too.
Yeah.
Like well attended,
Yeah.
well run, well thought out. Like really, I'm going Thursday. Yes, I can go, right?
Yes.
Oh no, our client thought they needed us to come get content,
Yeah.
but then it got moved, right?
I think
Sorry,
so.
I digress. I'm coming
you're
Thursday.
We're excited
Don't
to
scare
have you
us.
there. Yeah.
Thursday. Tell us about your event on Thursday.
So on Thursday it's a very zen kind of event. We're doing yoga. It's called pre-summer
Reset.
reset yoga,
I love that.
Yeah.
retreats and connection. So like we're gonna bring people together. I feel it's going to be a more intimate setting than we've done, which is kind of, I thought, nice. Like when I walked into the studio that we're doing it at, it's just got like a very calming vibe. And I'm like, I don't want a ton of people here being super loud.
Yep.
I want it to be
Intimate.
yeah, quiet, where
meaningful,
we can all
purposeful.
connect.
Yeah.
Because our last event was a Sound Bowls event. And that's very heavy.
Very introspective.
Very heavy.
Yeah.
But we had so many people there that like afterwards you're not really comfortable sharing with like a big group of people. So our goal for this one is that like afterwards we can talk and be more open and maybe journal and, you know, connect with people more than you are able to in a large setting.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. So what's like the ideal number? Like 20?
Oh no, less
No,
than
we
that.
went way down.
Yeah, we went way down.
We really did because you know what? Like Alyssa said, our last one, people had experienced so much during the Sound Bowls. Can I tell you, they flipped our lives upside down.
No joke.
Like I've never done Sound Bowls in my life, and
I've never done it either.
I did it on a beach.
I don't know if I'll
Don't
do it
do it?
again. I don't know.
It was a very profound experience, and I
didn't
genuinely
feel that way?
believe that it rocked our universe.
Do they like talk you
How
through
long
it,
was
or
the
is
Sound
it
Bowl?
just-
It was
Like an
it was
hour.
a while.
Yeah,
Shannon's
I
over an
I
hour.
literally
She can't.
started watching a surfer in the ocean because he couldn't get out on the board, and he became my escape of the Sound Bowl on the beach. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm like,
Yes. So
So
what?
you're meditating. Is
So
you're
that-
in it then. If you're in it, you're in it.
you're in it. Okay.
Okay, so what I think happened was, I don't know because I'm not like an energy reader person, but
Maybe you
I
are.
feel like everybody's energy, like because there was so many bodies in the room, this is just my belief. This is totally not a professional perspective, but
Disclaimer.
yes, just so you know. But I feel like everybody's energy is like mixed or something.
Okay.
Because there was almost 30 people there.
I know there was.
That's
a lot.
And
Awesome.
we were sharing pillows and sharing things.
Was
like
everybody
blanket-
crying?
There was people crying. There was a
was.
lot going on.
It was
so like,
it was
Wow.
heavy. It was a lot.
Stacy
of
won't cry. You should come. You need to cry.
Can't cry.
Cry.
I literally cried today during
many.
Inside Out too.
I might cry during a movie or think about crying. It's if the crying, it's tricky. I have to hook you guys up too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
New Jersey Wellness Network is it's really cool. Shannon and I crashed one of their events a few weeks ago at the Turning Point in Ocean. They
They
really cool,
welcomed
like,
us.
wellness
There was no
events.
crashing. We were invited,
We were invited,
registered,
but like when we
paid,
come into a
went,
place,
had a great time.
Let's be honest, we crash it when we walk into a place. So
That's fine.
We're just very loud and obnoxious. But we met a great group of people, and Dina, who's
Yeah.
one of who runs it, Dina Hafner, she does therapeutic massage. So that's how she started it. But I was telling her, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so dead inside. I haven't cried in like 6 years. So then she's like, you need to meet Meryl. So Meryl does that EFT tapping.
Wait, but she comes up to me. I'm like, oh no, that's
It's
the
that one.
That's one doesn't cry.
Yeah, she's like,
I
you haven't cried?
I fucking
Shannon's
cried
like,
20
I cried on the
minutes
way
ago.
here.
Like, that way.
So I'm gonna try EFT. I'm gonna start like a package of sessions with her and see if I can.
I've
Tap.
heard good things about that.
I have to.
Let you know.
The tapping. There's a lot of different things.
I've done the tapping, but like from what I've gathered is someone's got to walk you through it. There's like certain words you say when you're tapping to like get the trauma out of your body.
Very interesting.
I want an update.
We'll
I want to
see.
know
I'll
how
let
it
you know.
goes.
Maybe I'll do it on the podcast.
I'm curious.
That's
I
very
want that videoed. If
Then
this
maybe
girl
I can graduate the
cries,
sound bowls.
it needs to be on video.
It's not that I'm dead inside. I just don't cry. I get
okay.
angry.
Maybe
I'm
you're
happy.
just really happy.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
go
cry
between
so
happy and
much. I'm
angry.
with you.
Where's your sadness?
I cried
Is
a
it's just
commercial.
pushed back.
I think, yeah, it's somewhere. I mean, when I had little babies, I cried all the time. I had postpartum, and maybe that's why I don't cry anymore. Like, my first, I had postpartum for like 10 months. And I cried every day for like at least 50% of the day.
Yeah.
And then I had the second, because I was a psycho. So 6 months into that, I was like, I think we should have another baby. My husband was like, crazy. But we did. So then we had another one.
She's a witch. She like speaks things into existence.
I do.
We really are like, there should be a wall right here. Like this side, because I had my kids are 14 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get that. And I speak things into
Yeah.
existence too, because I remember I went to my doctor and he was like, do you want to go on birth control? And I'm like, no, I want a second kid anyway. So what's the worst thing that's going to happen? What do you know?
Well,
I'm back a week later. Hey,
Here we are.
I'm
We're
pregnant. Whoopsie daisy.
I mean, I had mine close, and my husband's best friend came over and he brings me a case of rosé. He's like, "Look what I got you." I'm like, "So I'm pregnant." He's like, "Didn't we just do this?" And I was like,
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Didn't we just do this?
Yes.
How far apart are your guys?
21 months.
Okay.
And I found out when my oldest was 15 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's tough.
So wait, we need to circle back.
I was gonna
hate
say
that
I
so
was
much.
constantly.
But I want to go back to what this big leveling up is.
Go ahead. I feel like you had something to say, and I was thinking that I was like, we have
See?
to get back to it.
We have to.
So go ahead, say it.
Well, so we've officially entered season 2 of the podcast.
Amazing.
So
Congratulations.
we decided to fully close the chapter on season 1. We're opening the books on season 2. And I just feel like season 2, when you start over, you're not starting like from the beginning, you're starting from experience. And I feel like that's what we're doing with season 2. We're not like starting over. We're like, we're going to do better than for everything. Like, we want our interviews to be bomb. We don't want to waste people's time interviewing anyone that's like not gonna provide value to our community. You know what I mean? Events are in our future. What else is in our future?
What kind of events? You guys seem to be in a very like sweet spot of wellness and self-care. That seems to be like a reoccurring theme for you,
I feel
right?
like our whole-
for moms, and we should all have that.
Absolutely. And I feel like the whole reason we started the podcast, the whole reason I started my blog, circling all the way back,
Yeah.
is because I had postpartum so bad. Like, so bad.
So were you like journaling? Was like your blog like your journal?
Yes. Yep. So in 2023, January, I went to my doctor and I said, I'm literally done. I'm tapped out. I need something. And she put me on an antidepressant. And I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? And I was
This side of the table.
Honestly,
That's why she doesn't cry.
I was
I didn't want to out her,
devastated.
but she outed herself.
I talk about it all the time.
She does. She does.
Lexapro for life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on Zoloft. I'm a Zoloft girl. So that was how my blog started. And my whole mission going into the blog was, I said, I just want to help one mom who's feeling lost in motherhood, alone, like she doesn't have any hope. Because that's how I felt.
Look, that's the majority of moms.
Exactly.
Like, it's moments.
But no one
of-
talks about it.
Nobody
No one talks
talks
about
about
it.
it.
So
They say
now-
they talk about it, but
They don't.
it makes you feel like some sort of a failure,
Yes.
right? And being really open and honest about the moments that maybe we're not so proud of. And I've said things out loud to myself, like feeling just such a jerk. And then I'm like, I mean, we're human, right?
Well, let's be honest though. Like, postpartum depression's always been a thing,
yeah.
but it has gone like on a rocket ship to the moon with social media.
Yes.
Because all you do is sit there. Like before, I didn't have social media when I had Aiden, right? I mean, it was there, but it was like MySpace, and nobody gave a shit.
I gave a shit.
But
I
like,
love
I did
MySpace.
too. But I wasn't going on there to like see what you were doing in your
Exactly.
life. Like I was
were
going on
going
there
there-
to see what your wallpaper
Right.
was.
Yeah.
Like what song
music?
did you have?
Yeah, it was like much
It was fun.
level.
MySpace was innocent.
Yeah.
Bring back MySpace and butterfly clips. I'm here.
Agreed. I'm here. And a banana clip. I love a banana clip. But no, but like I remember being like my best friend had a baby 6 weeks before me. And she had a girl, and her girl slept 6 hours a night. Her girl was on a schedule. So she would go down. She'd wake up at 7 a.m. She'd go down for that 10 a.m. nap. She'd sleep for an hour. She'd go down again at 2. She'd go down. And I was like, broken. So then introduce social media. I can't imagine, even if you're struggling, you're not posting the struggle.
No, it's the baby
like, your
sleeping
leaky
for
shirt
3
and,
minutes
like,
before
yeah.
they woke up screaming bloody murder.
Exactly.
because-
Right after you
yes.
change them after a blowout
Right.
for the 5th time.
Yeah. Yeah, Riley had colic. Both of my kids had colic, but to start, Riley had colic. And I remember posting pictures, and people would comment, "Oh, she's such a happy baby." And I wanted to be like, "Come over."
I almost
Yeah.
put a pillow over her
Literally
face an hour ago.
Literally come over because I just had to put her down in the crib so I could go outside and scream on the top of my lungs.
Yep,
'Cause
I've
I'm,
done
like,
that.
So
I've done it.
frustrated.
You know what the best tip I told Shannon the other
Yeah.
day? The best tip my mother ever gave me? She goes, you need to get noise canceling headphones and put them on and then walk your baby. And that's what I
have
would
them.
do. And I remember laughing because I was sick in the head. And I'd watch Aiden screaming and crying, but I couldn't I'd be like listening to Coldplay. And I'm like, I have lost my fucking marbles.
You haven't though, because I have those same noise canceling
I
headphones
feel like
in
you
my
still
house.
use them.
And I try not to use them as much now, but I don't know, like a year or two ago, I was using them all the time. My husband was getting so annoyed with me because he was just like talking to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm mentally ill. I need these for my mental health.
You need them for your mental health, honey. Trust me. If I don't have these, it's going to be your problem.
Yes.
Your
So you're
physical
welcome.
health.
Choose your battles, sweet pea.
Well, I'm really excited about. So, what do you have your guests lined up for season 2?
Nicole is our scheduler, so you can
I
ask
do
her.
all the scheduling. I do all our admin, most of our admin stuff. But yeah, we do. We actually have some like really, really, really phenomenal guests, and that is not.
You don't have to drop any, but just give us like industries or I don't know, a little something.
Well,
we don't want to.
I also want to say before I say this, I know this is like my people pleasing personality, but our guests on our first season were bomb
Oh,
as hell.
absolutely.
Oh
Not
yeah.
taking
They
away
were
from
awesome.
them. Yeah.
I feel like we are actually really concentrating on leveling up ourselves because this is just a fun fact. When we started our podcast, we sat in the front seat of our cars together, obviously, and that's how we podcast. We learned, we did it on our phones.
Yeah, literally no
Watching the
microphone.
beach, no microphone, and I will never forget some of our episodes were hysterical in the beginning because one time a car pulls up blasting their music because you're at the beach.
Yep.
And you hear it all. Alyssa one time was like, I should lower the air conditioning, but then we're gonna die in here of heat exhaustion.
But you could hear the
But you could
blower.
hear the air conditioning. So like we
love that.
We really mean we're trying to better quality the episodes.
Yes.
Okay.
And fine tune everything. But we do have a lactation consultant coming on. And I
Amazing.
feel like we're really excited about that one.
Yeah, it's very good.
especially because neither of us we've always wanted to share breastfeeding stories with the community that were positive because we didn't have
I had the
them.
worst experiences.
Yeah.
Like I
Exactly.
was one of those girls. I mean, they milked me into a spoon and almost dropped my son.
Yeah, I feel like you
For the
need to
second one, I
hear-
told them. I said to my husband, "You tell them before they can even come to my door. Keep going. You need a good one. I feel like
You do.
It's scary in the hospital.
And I didn't know.
so that you guys have connected with one and given them the opportunity to present themselves is
Yes.
a really big deal.
Yeah, and we talk about, because we already did the interview with her, but we talk about so much more than just.
The breastfeeding journey. But I also feel like it was nice because we shared our personal stories, which
Yeah.
were not
Which were
great,
tough, yeah.
which were tough, which is like, that's the purpose of our podcast, is to be relatable. And for people who are going through like tough breastfeeding journeys, like there we are, we're telling you our experience. But on the flip side, there are amazing, wonderful people that can help you if it's something that you choose
Right,
to
and
do.
they can come to your home, and I don't think a lot of people realize.
Yes.
Like they think that the
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh
I
yeah,
still
the
didn't know
ones that are in the hospital, they're hospital staff.
Yeah.
Like, there are plenty of companies
Private.
that you can call, or not even companies, but like private practitioners
Right.
that will come
Yes.
to your house. And yeah, people don't know that. There's like so many resources out there that I feel like women are unaware of.
And I almost feel like that's another mission of the podcast.
I love
is
that.
there's so many resources that looking back, every time we sit down and have an interview, I circle through my head, gosh, should I have another baby? Because my baby would be so much easier
Right?
if I had all this support.
Now I know
that
so
I know. So that's what I want to
Yeah.
provide to the
I
community.
will tell you, number 3 has been a dreamboat.
I'm not.
I know. I'm just saying. Just
mean,
throwing it out.
You could. I can't, but you could.
I could, but I won't.
Nicole's going to.
I would love to, but
Amazing.
when the time is right, not right now, but when the time is right and my boys stop beating the hell out of each other
That's
Oh, yeah,
never
that
going to
doesn't happen.
happen.
Oh, that's not? So then maybe it's not in my future. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should just see if.
Or maybe I should put some noise canceling headphones on and just let my husband.
That's it. Get at it. When we had our third, so I have 3 boys. So my
gosh.
first 2 were 20 months apart, and then we
You'll get a girl. Do you want a girl?
well 4 years later we brought in Quinn to the world, and my middle guy was 3, and he would go up to the newborn baby and go like this.
Oh my God.
I mean, he did it gently, but
Just
the
to let him
intent
know.
to punch the
That would
baby was there.
Just to let him know.
that would be mad.
That would be math. That's
my
exactly
God.
what I thought.
7 years later, he's punched him, but not when he was a baby.
Okay, well.
Okay.
That's
He
positive.
waited till he
Punch
was
a
about
baby.
5. Yeah.
At least he knew
Yeah.
better.
But I was like, and the
So
face. Oh
aggressive.
yes, all the aggression. Middle child.
I feel like that's where I struggle in motherhood so much is like I say to her all the time, I need more friends with boys because sometimes I'm like, is this normal? Like, because sometimes,
When you ask that question, I think then yes. the answer is yes, because
But
I
if
feel like
you're
girl
surrounded
moms
by
don't
girl
have to
moms,
say that,
then
ever.
it's a very different lifestyle.
Right? They don't have to say, "Is this normal?" They're sitting coloring. Like I remember at my son's birthday, and there was a table full of girls coloring, and the boys were like WrestleMania in the blow up thing, and I'm like,
Yep. Sounds like my life.
Does anyone do you have a girl?
No, these are all boys.
Boys.
I'm the only one who has a girl.
yeah, no.
You have a boy too.
I do.
So you've got to.
But that's a
I
different
do.
dynamic, right?
But also my boy came second.
Oh,
So
that's
he
a
was
different,
trained.
yeah.
He was trained by the girl.
That should be the
And-
only way men can come into this world is with an older sister.
And think about it this way too, like
My brother is an angel. My brother is.
My brother's
kids-
not because he was first. I came in later and then was like, there's a lot of work to be done here, and
Dead.
it's still not done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say that Riley trained him, but like we did go through COVID together and it was just us.
Yeah.
And my husband was at work and it was
Yeah.
the three of us. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I was pulling his hair in a ponytail, we were painting his nails, he was wearing dresses, and I'm like, go for it, dude. We can't leave the house anyway.
Right. No one will
Who
ever know.
cares?
No one
He's
will
just
ever-
happy that his sister's playing with
Yes,
him. Like,
exactly.
whatever you want to do,
And
girl,
they
I'm
pick up
here.
on that sensitivity vibe. Like I'm a
Yeah.
weirdo, so like my 13-year-old, he'll be 14 soon. But like he knows all about like my period. Not all about it, but like he'll know like when I don't get a period anymore. But when I was getting it, he would be like, "Oh, do you have cramps?" And like he would go get me a heating pad. Like he was so I've been very good to like kind of not tell them too much, but I'm not hiding it either because I want them to like
Nurture.
yeah, I want them to know, like, when you get
take
married or
care.
have girlfriends or anything, like, even if you're gay and you have female friends, like, this is all normal. It's not taboo. We can talk about it. Stop making it so dirty and disgusting.
Yeah, because it's not.
No.
Yeah, they also know when I have I'm on hormones now, but I was having some wicked hot.
Wild. Did
Remember?
you guys see them at
Remember
this-
when you guys
Oh
were
my
fanning me?
God.
So I've been on hormones for 2 weeks.
Straight up
But 5
science
days in,
experiment.
I haven't had a hot flash since. I know. Praise Jesus. When it's time. It's time. But my kids would look at me, all three of them, and they go, "Oh, Mommy, you having a hot flash?" And then they would fan me. And it was very cute.
It's
Because
safe.
it doesn't have to be so embarrassing and mortifying. And I think
Right.
if we can tell boys that, right?
Well, I mean, I've been pretty open with my boys, and they're young, 6 and 4. And the other day we were away with friends of ours, and I hear all the kids laughing,
Oh, no.
and I walk in the room, and my Maverick, he's 4, is standing there with my bra, and he goes, "I'm just showing everybody your boobies." I was like, "Oh my Lord."
That's math.
It's so weird. The teacher today
love
told me
that.
that Greggy was running around just saying boobs, boobs.
It's like they're born knowing
Boobs.
that boobs are a thing, and that's where their brain goes, right?
They
like,
touch their
boobs and
wieners
balls.
all day, and they talk about boobs, and balls.
Boobs and
yeah,
balls.
that'd be a
That's
great
their-
gala name.
You guys really need to have a daughter.
All three of us.
No. I told my husband, this is real. Like, this is manifesting. This is part of my motivation. I've always thought I was going to adopt. And,
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I know that, like, not right now, but I think, that's what motivates me in work is like, it's expensive. That's just not something you can just like,
Oh, yeah.
drop a little money on.
know.
But I think adoption has always been something that I have personally thought was part of my path.
And maybe it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I just have to make at least 7 figures and then we're good.
Yeah.
So I can't get over how divided we are. But we have had this conversation because that is actually someone that we are looking to have on the podcast is an adoptive parent.
I would love to hear
Because
that.
we've been searching. We really would love to have one for our audience, but I also feel like it's something that's always been on my heart. I tell Alyssa, I was told I could never ever have kids. So like when I met my husband, we had this conversation. I said to him, I was like, I can't have kids. And he was like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Like I don't know if he was really thinking about it or if he was just like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Yeah, well, it took one night of a lot of alcohol and
Figuring it out.
changed the
Looks
game.
like those doctors were wrong.
Yeah, they were wrong. So anyway,
Oh, I love that adoptive parent on the podcast.
so
idea.
Yeah.
it's always like been something that I'm like, am I meant to be in a, like, was that always part of my journey?
Yeah.
it just changed a little bit, and now it'll go. Like, should I
Well,
do
if you've
that?
already accepted that as something you would want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I want a daughter. Like
I
I just it has to be the right timing.
and it
And
is
right now
expensive.
isn't for us, and that's the part that sucks.
And I will tell you, it's a shame because I have went down the rabbit hole. I called you the one night. I was like, I want to be able to give a baby a beautiful life,
yeah,
and I have to take out like a huge
loan.
Which
personal
is
loan
insane.
to be able to do that. Like, and because I said it to my husband, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, it's a lot.
He's like, "You want to do something good for a baby, and they just make it very difficult."
Yeah, they do.
Difficult.
For like
It's very.
I have
expensive.
2 women for you to talk to, though.
do you?
I do.
That's
They
fabulous.
have 3 kids. 2 of them are adopted.
I would love that. I know
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa would love that, and I feel like our audience would enjoy that. So
I definitely will tune in for that.
Different perspective. We also had an email from someone today. She's a stepmom. She thought that would be cool to give her perspective
That is
on
cool.
the podcast, and I like that because I feel like there's so much blended families now.
For sure.
You know,
I
and
mean, just as common as families that stay together,
Well, everyone I know right now is getting divorced.
which is good for business days.
So then they all get remarried. And then they all have blended families. It's
Gotta do what
true.
you gotta do.
I hit that age where like everyone I know, like if once you've got the middle school to high school range,
then you're like,
that's
these-
when they're like, all right, the kids can handle it. We're
Right,
out.
they're old enough.
It's wild.
It's not going to F them up too badly. Why do I say F?
I know. I just had this conversation the other day with somebody, though. I always feel like there's like that wait. Like everybody's like, we have to wait till this
Yeah.
or this or this or this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My mom did it. She
My
waited
mom
until
did it
my
too.
brother graduated high school. He's the youngest, and then literally he graduated in June. She filed for divorce in August.
That's exactly what my parents did. Not to the. I think I was 20, so I was in college, and
Right.
then my parents were like, "Okay, we made it. I'm done."
Dude, my parents never liked each other, like our whole lives. And I say to my mom now, like, did you think that we thought that you liked each other?
Yeah.
Do you guys wasted so many years? We knew that you
Right.
you
And what
know
does
the
that do to you?
dynamic.
Like,
what does
then
it do?
yeah.
Yep. It just they wasted their lives.
Yes, I said you both could have found somebody else and gotten married, and you never know.
Yeah.
Or just lived in peace.
Or just lived your lives however you wanted.
peace. That's all
Yeah.
I would say is peace.
Yeah. So many people do it now.
Yeah, no. I said to my husband, actually, my mother-in-law said this too. She said, God, I would never do it again. I'm like, something happens to you, honey, I'm good. Like, me and the boys, we're good.
I say that all the time. I wouldn't want to date again.
No.
Not in this world. Sliding into people's DMs and shit. Not for me.
Tinder.
I actually do feel cool though when I get to say it about the podcast because we'll meet people and they'll be like, "I'll DM you," and I'm like, "Oh, it's the only time in my life
we say it all the
I'm gonna
time,
get
yeah.
to say that." It
Yes.
sounds so cool.
Gonna slide in your DMs.
We slide in DMs. That's how this whole started, actually, was sliding in DMs. I don't know. I don't know if there's many people who we've had on here that we haven't
Yeah.
slid in their DMs.
Yeah,
It's been a reciprocal DM slider. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
us
Yeah,
too.
right?
Yeah.
So tell us, when is season 2 launching? Like, what's the
Yeah.
official
July 2nd.
Oh,
July?
wow.
Oh, so like this is
Yeah,
this
we-
could be
we're
It's
not-
happening.
We're not
This is
taking
amazing.
a long break. We took a 2-week break from releasing episodes, but now that it's summer, I also just feel like we needed to just cool off. The kids just got out of school. I wanted
That's
to
like the
welcome them
toughest
home.
break area.
You
Yeah.
know, it's a lot that goes into putting the podcast episode out. You know, like everything that goes with it, the titling, the description, the editing, the ads, all the stuff. And
For
so
sure.
to have 2 weeks without doing that kind of was just like a weight off our shoulders. We've still been doing other stuff.
A lot
But-
of other stuff.
And you're having an event Thursday night. Like,
Yeah.
that in and of itself makes me anxious.
Yeah.
Are you aiming to do another 50 in season 2?
Yeah.
Damn, girls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean,
impressive.
We do it weekly.
I was gonna say
Once
there
a
was
week.
a
That's what I said. They're so consistent, right? Like,
There
you
was-
really deliver every
Yeah.
week.
I feel like there was a hot moment where we talked about doing 2 a week.
We did.
We did.
I also feel like, Nikki, it's something that I'm really, really proud of us for is
Yeah.
that we are committed to doing it every week. And if that means we got to sit in the car and record a quick 20-minute episode, the two of us on Monday
hot
night,
ass day.
Yeah.
we're going to do it.
No
and we've done
AC?
it. We've done it before, like multiple times, because we were just like, we got to get it out there. And we do. So I think that like our grit and determination is something that
Your
I'm
commitment
very-
to your audience
Yes.
is like,
Yeah, it's something that
Yes.
we're really proud of because we have a lot of people, like even now that we're taking the 2-week break, people are like, I don't know what I'm going to do on Tuesday.
On our walk.
Don't worry, I'm sorry. We'll be back.
go re-listen to something.
Yeah, go listen to one of the old ones. We have a lot of good ones.
I feel like we've become people's walking besties. Like, they go out for their walks and they're like, all right.
Time to listen.
Like, because we're talking to each other, but I mean, we've had comments from people that are like, I feel like you're having a conversation with me.
Oh,
Right?
It's
the
awesome.
best compliment you can get.
Yeah.
Then you know you've done what you're set out to do, and that's to connect with other moms who are feeling in a way that they don't really understand. Sometimes it can feel like scary and that fear can come over you. And when you hear somebody else say, you're going through it, you've gone through it, and you're going to get on the other side of it, it's a really big deal. We want to thank you guys so much. Give us your handles, the names, so everybody knows exactly the platforms that they can find you at and how they can search you.
All right. So we are on Instagram at Mind Over Mom. We got our website, www.mindovermom.com. If you want to shoot us an email, we're mindovermom@gmail.com. And that is how you could contact us the best, is from email. If you want to be a sponsor, a vendor at one of our events, a guest on the podcast, or you just want a mom to chat with and like a listening ear, it's kind of what we're here for. So.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
This
you.
was so fun
Thank
and
you
not
so much
scary.
for having us. It was not scary.
Not at all.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye.